Welcome back to the boudoir. It is your girl, Just Lovely, and I'm coming in to talk about some of the things that I've seen and heard. So let's just jump right into it. On yesterday, I was watching over in the true crime realm a video by this girl named Brittany. She do makeup and true crime. And when I tell you she was talking about this case in St. Louis that knocked me off my motherfucking feet, baby, oh my God. She had two stories. One about this guy. What was that damn man's name? I should have had this already queued up. His name was Murray Travis. That's his name. Murray Travis. Murray Troy Travis. He was a serial killer. And the way that his family and friends described him was as if he was an angel. That's what they say about people who can be very deceptive. Right before your eyes, they seem as if they're angels. But baby, the shit that they do behind your back, you know, the people who they supposedly love and adore, it can be sinister. So I want to talk about that today. Now, I don't have any of you know, the visuals that the young lady had. But when I tell you this case had me thrown off, it had me thrown off. So let's just talk about Maury Troy Travis. Damn, he got three. Okay, anyway. He was born on October the 25th, 1965, and he died on June the 10th, 2002. And I feel like he took, we'll get there, we'll get there. And he was considered an American serial killer. Travis was named in a federal criminal complaint for the murder of two women. At the time of the murders, he was a hotel waiter and on patrol for a 1989. He was on parole, I apologize, for a 1989 robbery. Now, while Travis claimed in a letter to have murdered 17 women, some authorities was doubtful. Others thought that he had murdered over 20 women. And of course, he took the coward's ways out and he died by suicide, hanging himself in a St. Louis County jail after being arrested for these murders. Now, when I tell y'all, Travis was horrible. He had went in his basement and made it to where he was recording his acts and he was recording these women. I could probably pull up one of the recordings. So it says his known victims, at least one videotape showing Travis murdering and torturing some of his victims was found in a search of his home in Ferguson, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis. Of course, we all know Mike Brown Ferguson. He is believed to have killed two women, Alicia Greenwell, whose body was discovered on April 1st, 2021, 2001, I apologize, in Illinois, and have been last seen in Missouri. And Betty James, whose body was discovered about 2 months later in Missouri. Although Travis appears to have acknowledged at least 17 murders, the police believed his victim count was over 20. So, from the story that I was looking at on YouTube, he had grew up and he had they when it first she first started talking about his childhood, they were living in the projects. And eventually, over time, his mother bought a modest home, and he grew up living in a modest home. Some of his neighbors would say things like, he was a very nice kid. He would come cut our grass, and we wouldn't even ask for it. When we would try and pay him for it, he would not even take any type of payback for the good deed that he's done in our yards, right? So these are the things that people were saying about him. He eventually grew up and went to the military, came back, came to Morris Brown, where he studied. And when he went on spring break, he went back to St. Louis and robbed 4 shoe stores. And that's how he ended up getting the 15-year prison sentence for the robbery that he did. Now, while he was in prison, from what I understood from the video, he wrote to the judge and pleaded and said, "Please get me out of this situation. I will become a better citizen and I will do right by being out of prison." I can hear people being raped at night. Y'all know what rape is. I can hear people getting raped, although it hasn't happened to me. But some nights I try and off myself because of the pain that I'm suffering within these prison walls. I'm isolated because I don't have anything to do with any of the other criminals because I made a mistake in my life. The reason why he felt that he was making the mistakes was because when he came back to St. Louis on spring break, he started doing that cocaine and getting high. And to fuel his high, he started doing, stealing and robbing, and he got caught for robbing those stores. Okay, so let's talk about some of those. From May to October 2001, 4 other women were tortured and strangled. Teresa Wilson, oh gosh, I'm sorry, hold on. Teresa Wilson, Verona Thompson, Yvonne Cruz, Brenda Beasley ran a profile piece on Wilson, to which Travis responded by sending an anonymous letter. And this where this dumbass get caught. This how he get caught, right? I feel like when anyone has a mental capacity of being a serial killer, then they want people to know but not know. They want to throw little breadcrumbs out there so that they can be found out about, but they definitely don't want to be found out about. It's weird. It's like they would love to let people know exactly. I don't know. It's kind of almost like some people that I've seen and heard about in my lifetime. And in a sense, sometimes I feel like I may have this same damn nagging thing. Have you ever known something that you wasn't supposed to really speak on, but you just had to tell somebody. I'm guilty of that. I am. But I'm not a serial killer. Um, some people call that being two-faced. It's like I know something, but I just know I can't talk to certain people about these situations. So I choose an outside person to talk about these things to. And I think in my case, it's based on I'm a know it all, of course, and the fact that I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But he had it way bad. He wanted people to know so bad to where, like I was saying before, honey, he was sending anonymous letters and a computer generated map, and the letters had a return address of I, and it's just words. It's just THRALLDOM, which is a bondage website, but no other identification. And how they caught him was the IP address was actually being shown because the map that he was leading the people to, the women, was generated on his computer. And that's what led to his arrest. That's how they was able to find out who was actually sending these maps out to the media. He wanted the women to be found, but he wanted to watch the news to see if the women was found. Some articles that I read stated that he would tell his friends things like, if you ever want to hide something, you know you can hide it over there in East St. Louis, because and you know they might be like, well, how the hell you know? And he said, yeah, one of my homeboys' car got stole. They found it over there in East St. Louis. But that's where he was dumping off these women bodies. Just weird. And in the letter in the newspaper, Travis wrote, I'll tell you where the others are, and then I'll prove I'm real. Here's directions to number 17. Travis was arrested on federal criminal complaint, and while in custody um of the US Marshal Service and housed in the St. Louis County Jail facility in Clayton, investigators discovered a torture chamber at Travis' residence with torture instruments, a stun gun, newspaper clippings, some of his crimes, video of some of his crimes, meaning that he had been researching and studying through the media exactly what was going on with some of his crimes, and videotapes of him actually killing or abusing his victims. And so basically, they never did state this, but the victims were actually women that was crack prostitutes. So they was out selling their bodies so that they could stay high off crack rock. And I believe he was actually doing crack with them and killing them. Just a shame. Just a shame. I'm trying to locate. I'm gonna have to go and look at this girl video, but I'm gonna put it down on mute. Hold on 1 second. Just bear with me a minute. Cause y'all got to hear this fuck shit now. Hold on.
classes and has them dancing around. It was very, very strange. This is a still shot from one of the videos.
I just want y'all to hear this one part. I need, hold on. And once I get to it, I'll just, oh, let me turn off something over here. Hold on. Mm-mm-mm. That's why I be telling y'all have to be careful of the people that y'all, mingle with. Some of these motherfuckers are sick in the head. They just sick in the head. Just sick. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for to find this, I hate this. So in the meantime, we're gonna talk about oh, here you go right here. The investigations that was investigating the torture chamber in his basement, they in the footage from the video tapes that he had recorded some of his acts, they had to actually go and take psychiatric treatment based on it. Hey Sean Twin. But I'm finna play it. So listen at this. This is a sick, twisted individual.
First kill was 19 years
Hey
old.
Queen.
Name, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. First kill was nice. This is first kill number one. First kill was 19 years old. Name, I don't give a first kill was nice. Now, the next portion I'm about to play comes from.
This is the sickening. Listen at this. Let me go back a little bit.
First kill was nice. Hear you what you saying. Say it clear. You want the master that pleases me to serve you. You are the master that pleases me to serve you. Stop off. You are the master that pleases me to serve you. You sorry? Yes. You sorry about what? Everything. Jumping in the car with him up? You don't know? Huh? Yes. You sorry? Yes. You want to say something to your kids? Mom, sorry.
Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine. So I don't expect for you all to be able to imagine. But this motherfucker have you giving affirmations to him, calling him master, and he was on that crack rock. He was on that crack rock heavy. He was going and picking up crack whores. I can't call them women that. I'm sorry. God forgive me. But he was going and picking up these women of the night, and they thinking that they this is my thought, that they was thinking that they was going to go and have a good time, smoke a little crack rock, maybe get their rocks off. Cause I heard that they have a very high sex drive. But hi bench thinker, welcome to the chat. And then you get to this man's house. No, it's solved. And I'm gonna get there. You get to this man's house. He take you down in the basement, tie you up to a wooden pole in the middle of the room, beat you, sexually assault you, do all torturous things to you, record you, and then he asks you what you want to say to your children. What you want to say to your children? Mommy, sorry. But he got messed up because he had been sending to the news media maps of how they could find the body, and the IP address led the investigators to his house. Now, I told y'all before when he went to prison for robbing those shoe stores, how he wrote that tearful letter to the officers, the judge, asking if the judge can be lenient with his sentence, let him get out early. He had already done like 120 days on a 15-year sentence. He's hearing all these horrible things that's happening within the prison walls, and he promised that when he get out he'll be a productive citizen. And the judge was like, hell no, you finna stay your bitch ass in now. You out here robbing down stores and shit. You gonna stay in prison, my boy. But you get out and you do all this to these women. When they had said to him, we're here to talk to you about do these young women. Do you know do you know this young woman right here? Do you know this young woman right here? And he like, no, I don't know them, I don't know them. And then he said, and they having a conversation, they almost going for it because he's able to actually think, let them, have a decent conversation with them. But he changes the subject here and there, and then they get back to the reason why they're there. And then he slipped up because he said, let me see the picture of them dead girls again. And they said, hey, we ain't said nothing about these women were gone. We ain't said nothing about these women were gone. We've been looking for missing people. You on the arrest. And they didn't say it like that, but he was asking, he was like, okay, the gigs, do y'all want me to show y'all where I had took another person? And they were like, sure, let's go. They all jump in the car. They headed to the location. And he says, I changed my mind. Just take me to jail. And they looking at him like, wait, you was gonna tell us where the other bodies were. And he was like, nah, I changed my mind. Just take me to jail. But what he did when he got to the jail was they interrogated him, questioned him. He told them that he had killed this person, this person, this person. He had them scattered out around East St. Louis, and that it is what it is. In the meantime, some of the investigators are back at his house, and they found the torture chamber and all those recordings, and they sick. They sick out of their mind. They have to go to counseling sessions to try and get worked on because all the sick, torturous things that he's done to these women and recorded it on VCR tapes. And to hear this woman say, I'm sorry. And he said, you sorry for what? Getting on the car with a motherfucker you don't know? Yes. What you got to say to your children? Mommy, sorry. If I was an investigator, I would have needed me some counseling sessions too. But what he did was he wrote a letter to his mother, and he told her that he wasn't going to be able to live the remainder of his life in prison, and he took a bed sheet and hanged himself in the jail cell. And he also mentioned in the letter that he was not going to allow them to shoot him up with any type of life ending drugs like lethal injection. So he ended his life on his own terms. That was a coward way to do. No, he put himself under the jail. Now, what he also did, later on, after he had done, died, it was a lady, she had rented out a house, and her daughter, they was sitting down on the sofa, and they was looking at TV, and they just so happened to be looking at one of the true crime shows and see the house that they living in on the true crime show, and how it depicted all of the things that Mr. Travis had done to the women in that house. And she went to the landlord and said, I'm sorry, I just cannot live in this house. I feel like what I saw about the things that went on in this house, I'm just gonna have to move. And the landlord was like, you gonna have to pay me the remainder of your money for the lease. And I think the lady had been living there maybe like two months and the remainder of her lease. And she was like, I can't live in this house. She was like, well, you gonna have to pay me for the remainder of your lease. And she was like, I don't think it's right for me to have to live in this house where this man has done all these egregious crimes in this house. I don't feel comfortable living in this house under these circumstances. That lady would not give that lady her money back. So she went to the St. Louis Housing Authority and explained to them that she did not feel comfortable living in the house where this man had did all these heinous crimes to these women, and she don't think it's right for her to have to live there. And either on both ends, she didn't have to actually tell her that this house had been a part of this type of scene, but the lady didn't have to live there either. And come to find out, guess who house it was? His mama. His mama. His mama did not want to give that money up. His mama said, nope, I got me a sucker. She gonna have to stay in this goddamn house. Fuck that. But eventually, the young lady that moved in with her daughter, she eventually won her case and she was able to actually move and not have to pay that money back. So I think that was good that the housing authority helped that lady get out of that lease. Right, twin, how you gonna make me stay in this murderous ass house? The other crime that, and then I'm talking about the things that I've looked at or seen over the last week or so. The other crime was in China, and it was interesting, but not like that. And then when we think about serial killers, we don't think of people of our own that could be a serial killer. I know that they capable of it, but you think about the Mansons, and you think about you know the serial killers, H.R. Holmes. Oh, child, that one right, that was good. H.R. Holmes, child. Mm. But you don't think about brown people being the serial killers. But the one that happened in China, He was a fireman. I don't know how he lost his job as a fireman, but he ended up having to demote. He wasn't making any money. So what did he do? He got him a job as a waiter. Both of they as waiters. He got a job as a waiter, and his wife, stayed home with the cat with the kid. Y'all know they can't have but one over there. And some way he went and got him a basement so he could do like OnlyFans. And he was meeting these women at a karaoke spot. And he called himself taking them back so they could date. But he was actually taking them back and forcing them to do OnlyFans work on the web. Some little website they had over there in China where you could pay by the minute to watch or you could pay by the hour, and he was making big money while these people watching him do these things to these women. Yes, yes, Sean, yes. The only thing was that he was not allowing the woman to leave. He actually made he made his dungeon into a jail and made the woman stay over in the jail while he go home with his wife, go to work the next day, come back, and they film some more. Then finally he went and got another one. And he picked these two women against each other. They really want to get out. They could have worked together and beat, they little, them little bit ass men over there. They could have worked together and beat the hell out of him and got loose. But he picked them against one another. And he actually murdered, I'm trying to talk like they talk. He murdered the first woman that he bring back. He dig a hole under the bed and put her under the bed. By the time they caught up with him, and this is where he messed up at. So by the time it was over with, he had at least 6 women in there because we gonna count the two that was murdered. The first one he murdered, and he made the other girl, help him bury her. And then now she the main one, and he bring in another one. And then one of them had got like I guess she had got like a STD, and instead of him, letting her free, cause he can't let her free because then she gonna go tell that what he doing. So he stopped feeding her. He was making her eat. We'll just say bodily stuff. We'll say that. And she eventually died, and they had to bury her. And he used cement because the smell was unbearable. And then he started to, he was making so much money off the OnlyFans type. It wasn't OnlyFans, but it was a type website. And he was making so much money off of that, he decided that he wanted to up his brand. And he said that we could do, well, we can go meet up with people and they can be included in on it. And one of the girls actually escaped and she went and got a police officer and took them back. But do you know that he not only was he they didn't not only charge him with the death of the other two girls, but all the women that was there, they was included in the death simply because they helped him. Like they all jumping on the girl. Like the second girl who died, they was jumping her until she was already weak because he wouldn't let her eat because she had an STD. She wasn't able to function the job as far as the website because she got an STD. So he not only starved her out, but he made the ladies jump her twice. The second time she died. So he was a serial killer. So that's where I'm in. I've been over in my true crime realm. When I tell you, when you look at the psyche of people and the way that people mind can go from one stretch of the imagination to the next, it's very, very interesting. Some of the things that people mind will allow them to be able to do, I can't imagine being in a situation where I can even kill a bug sometimes, yet alone a human being. I be trying to figure out like how do a person get to this point in their lives, especially the first guy, the Travis guy, the way that his family and friends described him as being such a great guy, a nice kid, helpful in the community. But those be the people, those are the ones that you have to look out for. The charismatic people who can actually turn into from a butterfly to a hornet in no time. I bet you when he was out scouring for them, well, I think it had a lot to do with drugs too. I was just looking at that guy JT, and he was talking about how drugs are destruction, not only to the person who is on drugs, but the people who are surrounded by them. Because the way that he explained it, if I had to look at this Travis guy, so basically you were being selfish, you wanted to get high. And then he said that in the letter that he wrote to his mother, he talked about how he had been having these thoughts ever since he was 14 years old. Did you see they got Wet 100 over there on Law and Crime channel where he's just lying on the oath trying to bail out Khalid. Okay, I know Wet 100, but who is the other guy? I need to go and look at that. When it comes to the celebrity stuff, I be kind of thrown off because I think celebrityism isn't that um it's not that interesting to me now because when I was a kid. Oh, see, I didn't know that. I need to get on that one. That was my guy. Pop was my guy. But yeah, so when I was a kid, I was just talking to somebody about this earlier too. Um, I had an opportunity to actually be a fan, right? When I was a kid, I could go get the Word Up magazines and all those, and I want the center page because I can put that as a poster on my wall, and it could be New Edition. Oh, child, don't let me get no art. Don't let me get one with New Edition or Michael Jackson in there as the center, and I could take that out and put that on my wall as a poster. Oh shit, you can't tell me nothing. My wall used to be covered with Right On magazines. Yes, and that was my weekly goal for my allowance, so I can at least go get at least two. I had to get at least two albums, and that's something that I've been doing lately too. While I work at night, I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of times on my community wall, I've been posting like videos of songs that I be listening to. And for the most part, it's just stuff that I grew up with. Um, Especially like, oh my God, some people say they ain't like the I told y'all. how you know that when you was like 4, what your favorite song was? When I was 4, my favorite song was the what was it? Oh God! And I was just thinking about it. See, this I can't stand this memory lapse stuff. But it was too grown for me. It was too grown for me. But it was, I had an era where my parents, the same thing that kids probably do today, they listen to the music that their parents listen to. And then that is ingrained in them. So a lot of times, thank you, twin. A lot of the music that I listen to is usually like the Isley Brothers or Al Green, oh, Atlantic Star, Symphony. Oh my God, it's just my playlist is amazing. So that's what I was talking to somebody about earlier today. When it comes to today's celebrities, it's not the same. It's not the same. These people are like everyday people to us because they're so readily reachable for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the last time I probably fanned out, and I'm gonna tell y'all something too, but the last time I fanned out was when I used to work the gates and I used to be on B concourse in Atlanta, and Brad Pitt was getting on my plane. And I think at that time he was probably filming Diaries of a Vampire because uh, he was trying to get himself prepared because he was looking rugged. Now let me tell y'all what Brad Pitt had on. He had on some cut off jean shorts, some construction boots. He had that dirty blonde hair. He had a full face of hair, and he just looked like he was just dirty. But I was like, oh my God, this motherfucker know he cute. Then we gonna get on with another something that I've been watching. Cause baby, I've been like, oh my God, look at this motherfucker right here. Okay, but my last encounter with a celebrity was actually with someone, may he rest in peace. But it was DMX. I had a friend, they family owned a gas station across the street from the facility that I work for Delta. Actually, me and the son actually started at reservations at the same time. And every night when I would get off work, I would go over and I would talk to the guy. And me and the guy would sit in my car sometimes. We just sit out there talking or whatever. Cause, he was like my companion and he used to always want to talk. And one night I went over to the store and he was like, you ain't gonna never believe who's sitting in that car right now. And I was like, who? And he was like, just look. And I said, that's DMX. And he was like, yeah. And I had knocked on the window and I was like, hey, how you doing? And he was like, I'm doing fine. And then I was like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And he was like, you want to get in? And I was like, get in, get in. And he was like, yeah. Do you know I sat in that car for like 3 hours and talked to DMX? I probably got home maybe around 6 a.m. I used to get off work back then, probably like maybe around not I think it was around 11ish. But I sat in that car and talked to that man for about 3 to 4 hours. And we just sat in that car. And not only, and can y'all believe a person like me was really quiet, just listening? I was listening, and he was on the bench. He was on the bench. But I sat there and I just listened. I just listened. When I was going through my friend, I was going through his um Instagram. I don't even know what my head was, but I didn't. I don't remember me taking a picture, but I went through my friend's Instagram the other night because it had came to me, and I saw that same night him and DMX standing by the store door, and they took a picture together. Why didn't I take a picture? Yes. Oh my God. No, and then and by the time I got out of the car, he was like, "Thank you so much," because I could have been anywhere else doing whatever I wanted to do. But I had a nice conversation with you. And I said, "Me too." Look, I said, "Me too." He said he could have been anywhere else doing whatever he wanted to do. But he was having a nice conversation with me. That said a lot. But lately, I've been looking at House of the Dragons. And child, I wanted to actually review it. I said I was going to start reviewing the show, but I don't have time to be taking notes. But I'll talk about it right here with you all. And if I have any, sometimes I think he just wanted to talk. I do. I think he just wanted to talk. But House of the Dragons, this is for anybody that listens to this replay. Now, if you didn't know, I'm one of those people that hold on. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh, I don't even know if she's still in here. Okay. I'm one of them people that a lot of people would not think that I look at certain things. I am a big, when I tell you a big, oh my God, I am a huge Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. And I'm trying to think of this other show that I love. And I be thinking, I don't know what it be in my head, but I can go on Netflix and I could look at Netflix. Okay. I could look at Netflix and I could look for this same show on Netflix. And I don't know why I can't get it in my head that they will not be doing another season. Uh, you know, I don't know why I can't get it in my head, but it is a series. Where is it? I might look at that again too. And I've watched this series like maybe I've probably watched this series like 1,050,000 times. Oh my God, what is the name of it? Oh, here, let me see. Sci-fi. Oh, that look like that's good. Hold on. But the House of the Dragons. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all how much I'm involved in this show, right? I get upset if somebody call it House of Dragons. It is the House of the Dragons. Come on now. Get it the fuck together. It's the House of the Dragons. His name is Uhtred. Oh God. That is right there. The last kingdom, baby. The last kingdom. If you have Amazon, you got to go look at the last kingdom. Stuff like that. I be all up in it. So look, I'm not. This is for my sci-fi nerd adventurous people. I am going to do how the house. It's not the house, but it's House of the Dragons, season 2, episode 1, and we. You gonna book, girl? God, you gotta go look at it, especially Ultra. Ultra's so goddamn fine, girl. Ultra's so motherfucking fine. Oh God, Uhtred. Okay, so if we recall last season, we can just go over last season. So last season, we meet Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra is friends with Alicent. Alicent is her, I guess, friend because his her father is the hand of the king, Valeris, her, who is Rhaenyra's father. And when it first came on, the first season of last year, he was being announced as the next king by the previous king. And it was a choice. It was between Rhaenys, which was the king's daughter, or his nephew, Viserys, because he was the nephew, and the Targaryens, they be wanting to keep this bloodline. It's so sick to me, child. I be looking at these motherfuckers like, hi Naomi. I be looking at these motherfuckers like, why in the fuck do it matter that bad y'all got to be doing all this ancestry stuff because y'all wanna keep the bloodline flowing? Oh my god, just nasty. Hi, Miss Toussaint. Just nasty. You gonna give your damn daughter to her brother so she yeah. Okay. But I thought it was a cute little friendship. They had cute little friendship. But over the season, her mother passed away, giving birth to the baby, the son who could have been the heir. And he announced that when he leave the world, he was going to let Rhaenyra be the queen because that's his only heir. His brother thought Damon kind of cute to me, but Damon thought that he was supposed to be the heir because he's the only male. You have to identify that with us as women, no matter back then, now, in the present. I don't even think in the future will they respect us as women because for some reason these men feel like they run the show. And it was the same way back then. He felt like he was supposed to be the king because he was the male heir and she's just the girl. How he gonna announce her to be queen? But he did. It was his heir. It was his daughter. And instead of being like his uncle and overlooking his daughter and making her queen and making him king, he decided to go with his daughter. Well, child, the woman died in having the baby. She died, and guess what? The hand do. The second highest ranking person in the kingdom. He sick his daughter on veneers. That's why I was like, oh my God, this is so nasty. This old ass motherfucker. And you go put your teenage daughter on. You tell your teenage daughter, put on one of your mama good dresses and go in the chambers and talk to the king. So this was last season. Last season we ended off with Rhaenyra's. Oh God, honey, if y'all ain't watching the House of the Dragons, on HBO. What the hell are y'all waiting on? Y'all need to go watch that shit. Cause when I tell you this is some treachery, this is some treachery. And like, okay, there are some black silver hair people in here. They have dreads. Their names are the Valisters, I think. But they're over, like the ship. They go handle the pirates, and they are lords of the sea. And the Tigerians, they're known for their dragons. And when the king finally died, the bitch ass friend. Oh, okay. So the Last Kingdom is on Netflix, but okay. If you ever watched the Game of Thrones, it is before. So this is before the Game of Thrones. So they went out of sequence. They put the Game of Thrones first, and now they came back with the House of the Dragons. And so this is all on Max or HBO if you have HBO. And it comes on every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is on the DVR. I am I am recording every week, every week. And because it's interesting to me, these first two episodes, because this is the second week that the season has come back, but these first two episodes, I've been like shaking my head, child, because I'd be like, oh, it's so fucking slow. But within the episode, it is always something to talk about. What you say, the derivation of the king scenes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, girl, oh, Lord Jesus. When he came down there with that mask on, when he had drug himself in the throne room with that goddamn mask on to talk his shit. And they say it come from that throne. Like they have a throne of swords. And they say that throne cut him. And that's why his body started deteriorating. You say you girl. What was getting to me? Cause it seemed like Allison was really falling for him, and her dumb ass all up in. Oh girl, her and oh girl, they just been working my nerve. It seemed like every day and every week. These last 2 weeks, it end with her and that motherfucking Sir Christian. You mother. Ooh, baby. Let me get to it. But the reason why I'm talking about last season is because the king died and she lied. She knew he wasn't talking about that Aegon. She knew he was talking about the past Aegon. She knew he was talking about the past Aegon in his dreams. And not the dream, talking about he dreamed that Aegon. But if that's the case, then it could be one of Rhaenyra children because she got an Aegon too. One of her little blonde hair, violet eye babies. Oh, that's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. And I just felt, and then look at the foot boy. He just get on my nerve. Larry. Oh God, just a freak, just a freak of nature. And you went and burned up your. He the one did it. It wasn't like nobody sent. He did that. He went and killed his dad and his brother. That was his brother. That strong guy was his brother. Larry Strong. It was his brother. But it and then in a sense I was so mad because I was like, now you couldn't have had no kid by at least one. You couldn't have had at least one by your husband. But I know your husband didn't like to get down with the V. He couldn't get down with the V. He had, and they made a pact. They said we're gonna do this for the politics of it all, but you could do what you want to do, and I could do what I want to do. I felt like, and he and the true dad of those babies, he really adored them. If y'all could see me, baby, I would have my arm cradled up, cause that's all I could see is when he was holding the new little baby all cradled up in his arms, and all them boys got that damn brunette hair and looking like him. He was fine as hell too, but I hated that. I did. And did you notice on the second episode how one of Damon and then all these niggas some dead beat ass daddies. All of them. All on some dead beat ass daddies. Cause look at how Damon just walked down the hall past his daughter. I'm like, oh my God, you I had even and then they didn't even show the second daughter. But I'm looking to myself like, now and then Aegon, you didn't care nothing about your oh my God. The daughter, Allison's daughter, she's a seer. She's seeing all of this stuff happening. That girl, if you pay attention to her, especially like when she be playing with them bugs and she be sitting there talking to herself. And the last episode they showed her, she was embroidering something on that blanket. That's the blanket that they had that baby on when they were pushing them through the city. Now that right there, when they was in that mud and that baby head was just bobbling, I was saying to myself, "Oh, let me shut up then. Let me shut up." Okay, we just talked about episode one, but Rhaenyra, I had understood. See, it's a difference between her and Aegon. Girl, I did okay. So this is my suggestion because this is what I don't care. Last season when it went off, I went back to Game of Thrones. I would had to go watch it from episode one, season one, episode one. I had to go and watch all 8 episodes. Believe it or not, it's on my TV right now, and the only thing I have to do is press play. And winter is coming. It's oh, okay, okay. But yes, you have to. And I say after you watch these 2 seasons, it's on Max. But after you watch these two seasons, I highly recommend that you go and watch Game of Thrones because you'll be watching it in the sequence of which I feel like I think that they did a good job of putting Game of Thrones first. But I wouldn't mind them. And they say they finna come out with the 7 nights. Shit. Baby, I just don't know. This shit right here tickled me. I was so mad at Bridgerton because I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, they gave us a sneak peek. I think when Bridgerton, before it was announced that it was going to be coming on, I think they gave us like 4 episodes of Bridgerton. And by then, she done got her snatched toe up and everything. But then it went but three more episodes. I Bridgerton was it was a flop to me this season. I mean, I was happy with the turnout for Bridgerton and Penelope. I was very happy with that. But I wanted more. See, I wanted more. I did. I wanted more. And I feel like I'm gonna get more. And it didn't hit. It didn't even hit. And we supposed to be okay, I think on the fifth, we going back down in the valley where the girls get naked. And on the fifth, I think we going back down in the valley where the girls get naked. So P Valley come back on the fifth. So yeah, I've been having a good time with TV. I ain't even studying no fucking B though. It's so much shit I can look at and I be so entertained. And then it just put me back into a mindset of, oh my God, I remember Joffrey bitch ass, and I remember John. I'm finna go back and look at this shit again. He said I wanted to see more of the babies and things. I forgot that she had something going on. I forgot that Penelope and the seamstress or the dressmaker, whichever one, but I forgot that she knew who it was. Mrs. What's her name? Girl, I want to call that lady Winterbottom, but I forgot. Right, it's usually all pretty and green. You know, a lot of times when I look at things like that, I always seem to be able to find things about how they got started in that whole um those were supposed to be the true debutantes and how they actually got to that point to where they would make them go to those balls and go to the parties and stuff like that so they can get a husband. Yeah, Mrs. Whistle now. I don't know why I want to call her Winterbottom. Who is Winterbottom? But yeah, but okay, back to House of the Dragon. Okay, so and it's several channels. When I tell y'all, well, you mean on the Valerians? Oh, that girl. But I don't know why it disturbed me so much to why I was fast forwarding. I was fast forwarding that part. I don't know why. And it seemed like he wasn't. It seemed like that guy and that woman was really trying to pull him into the lifestyle. But if you notice that when she decided that she didn't want the guy to be in on it and she wanted a long lasting relationship with him, it seemed as though he didn't even want to be in a relationship or a long term marriage or commitment with a woman simply because he may have been gay or bisexual. And he was going to the brothels. But I don't think he want to be committed. Cause remember that lady, she was like, "Can you please? Um, I don't want him to be in our relationships. Can we just do this between the two of us?" But you put him in on that, so now he trying to be adventurous and get with that. It came, it did came out of left field. Yeah. Yes, he's a hoe, child. He's a hoe. He said he, and then they hold him out. I feel like she did. And then look, okay, I think that he got something that he really liked because if I am mistaken, if I remember this correctly, he really was intrigued by the lady. But when the man told him what they really wanted to do with him, he was kind of standoffish at first. But then he went ahead on and went with it. And he found that he liked it. So he went back again. And that's when she put on, "Can we get married?" So either he liked it and he want to do that, and we may see that next season, or he just want to be a hoe and don't want to get married. Right. That's what that was his thing. He wanted that woman, but he probably don't want to get married now. Now he probably want to be out on his adventures and be bisexual. Okay, but let's get back to it. Let me think about it. When the scene opened up on season 2, episode 1 of The House of the Dragons, you could see Rhaenyra out on the beach, and the people are running because here come this big ass dragon. And when she land the dragon, and she go, I wonder what led her there though. When she went and seen the wing of the dragon, and it was caught in the net, and that she knew her baby was gone. She knew he was gone. I didn't never understand why when he seen grandma, the big grandma dragon, when he seen that dragon, why the hell he just didn't get back on his dragon and get the hell on? Cause he already knew the one eyed boy was in there. And he didn't have his brother with him. So he knew that it was gonna be some issues. But I guess you wanna be standing up for your mother. But that caused you to be ate up by a motherfucking dragon. Oh, that makes sense, Miss Toussaint. That makes sense. But so we see Renera, she on the beach and she sees that there is no more. She grieved and then it was off with their head. She was like, look, I want Aegon. I do. I want that little bastard. I really do. For what you heard, for Allison, fuck Otto, fuck all them over there in the castle. Fuck them all. I want him. I want him. I want that one eyed bitch fucked up. Oh my god, girl, when you see episode 2, you gonna be like, what the fuck? It just goes to show you, like, uh, it's either the writers are trying to do medieval and throw in some today, or it just goes to show you that this is reality and this is how things go. So she goes back to Dragonstone, and she, they, honey, Damon ass, he doing his thing. Damon don't give a fuck. He just want to be the ruler. He gonna show these motherfuckers who they playing with, and it is what it is. He said he'll be back. So he sneak over in the Red Keep, and he go down and he talk to Blood and Cheese, and he tell them that we want a son for a son. It don't, and they say, well, what if we can't find him? And then it split. It don't even show what his answer is. So in my eyes, it seems as though he probably told they ass shit, get either one. It don't even fucking matter. Just get one of them bitches. It don't even fucking matter. Just fucking one on more. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, it's finna go down. It is finna go down. Meantime, you got Aegon bitch ass sitting on the damn throne. And the people is coming to him because, they've blocked it to where they can't get any supplies from the sea. Yeah, that's my baby daddy. Don't fuck my baby daddy. They done blocked it where they can't get no supplies from the sea. The city is, they don't have any trade coming in. And the guy is coming up to him and he's like, look at here. We got to do something about my goats. This is how I feed my family. And we got to do something about my goats. We can't just be feeding my goats to your dragon. And so he like, we're gonna give you this and your goats back. And I don't like, hey, wait, no, you can't give them. We got to feed the dragons. A war is coming. We have to feed the dragons with the goats. And in a sense, it makes sense that we got to have all the supplies we need. These motherfuckers done cut us off. We can't get shit from the seas. We can't get no chickens. We can't get this. We can't get that. So we need to be able to, you know, handle our business this way. Child, I keep looking up at this screen and they got I told you I got Game of Thrones on there and they got Jon Snow up on the screen. So let me just I don't wanna exit. I want to stay right now. Cause when I get off here I'm going to look at that. But anyways, it's fucked up over in the Red Keep. It's fucked up over in the Kingdom. And they have all the supplies. They have everything they need over at Dragonstone. And like I said, the daughter Helena, she's a seer. She sees. She told them she's afraid of these rats. They thinking that she's afraid of rats. But the whole season last year, they hell, Viserys might be in there playing with his little Lego set, and you might see a rat run across the damn mantelpiece. So y'all been living with rats y'all whole life. Like, and what the fuck are you talking about? What you scared of some rats? Rats been around here forever. But she first saw that what was gonna happen with that baby. And the whole time, Allison last season been goddamn side eyeing the hell out of Rhaenyra, talking about her children bastards, talking about her children, them ain't her that don't have them ain't your husband children, them look at them little bastard children. But you over here goddamn cut to the scene, you got your leg propped up and I can't stand this bitch Christian, but he between your legs. And then he take a oath of chastity to be a knight with a white cloak. Something ain't right. But the whole time you been rolling your eyes, going up to Viserys and your daddy talking about how Rhaenyra is a hoe, but you been hoeing it out. Meanwhile, this girl over at the Dragonstone and she is upset. Her son ain't came back. Oh my God. Was it this season or last season when she was in labor and she was having that baby and she didn't give a good goddamn if that baby came out alive or dead. But I know this season. It's no, that was last season. She was having that baby, and she was pushing that baby out. She didn't give a good goddamn. She was like, get this motherfucker up out of me. They said the baby in the books. It said the baby came out tangled and twisted and malformed. She was having the baby too soon because that's when they had found out about Veneers and that she was upset because the dad Aegon was announced king, and she just that put her into early preterm labor, and the baby came out the farm, and I think that was a girl, and I think it was Damon's baby. Oh, girl, this second episode, girl, you gonna enjoy the hell out of that. But anyways, it's his first day as king. He doing all his kingly duties. He's talking to the people, and he's telling the people what he can and can't do for them. Blah 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 blah. In the meantime, it doesn't even appear that they know what happened to Rhaenyra's baby. Her middle son. It seemed like they don't even have a clue about that because they're not even talking about that. They ain't even preparing for what's to come because they should already knew that Rhaenyra and Damon was gonna be coming for that ass when it came to what Vagon had done to that boy by just gulping that boy up. That was a big ass dragon. Like if you could see the visuals of that big ass dragon flying over him, it just swallowed him up. Him and his dragon up. That's a big ass dragon. And what I ain't understand was how you gonna take from Baylor them. That should have been one of their dragons. That was their mother's dragon. How you gonna take their mama dragon from them and she died in childbirth? Just a mess. But there go that mental health child, mental health. Okay, so when Damon gets down to the Red Keep and he's talking to, Cheese and Blood and Cheese about what he wanted them to do. They get into the castle and they are working through it. They're there acting as though they're there as rat catchers, and they make their way into the apartments of the royals, and they get into the bedroom or the chambers of um Helena and her kids. The baby is in the damn crib with the dragon egg, and he say, "Where's the boy?" And she point to the boy. And baby, when I tell you they got down sliced and diced that fucking baby, she picked up her little girl and she ran and ran and ran till she got to her mama room. And what was this bitch in that room? Riding the hell out Christian Cole. Riding him like a motherfucking cowgirl. And I'm looking like, I know we not finna end this episode with this bitch riding on some dick. Why I gotta every time I turn around you fucking? And why every time you just fucking? Every fucking time I turn around, you and him just fucking. But wasn't he the one who got Rhaenyra's virginity, and he was in the garden talking about how he had fucked up his oath and he was about to irk himself, and you talked him out of it. So now y'all still doing the same fuck shit, but on a regular, consistent basis. And he asked that girl last season, he said, won't you just give up the kingdom and we can go over to ASOS? We can go over, we can just run away and be together as one. And Renero looked at that nigga like shit and live like peasants. Are you crazy, motherfucker? I'm the princess around this bitch. You think I'm finna give up my royal status to run off with the likes of you, bitch? I believe that's why he was in that garden thinking about goddamn irking himself because he just did not understand the fact that why the fuck I been getting this girl a good pipe and she turned down running off with me. Mm. Damn right. We coming from my goddamn cousin funeral and you want me to sit up here and talk about I'm finna run off with your ass. Nigga, please. Get somewhere with that shit. I'm a motherfucking princess. I'm the star around this bitch. But okay, so episode two starts with everyone in the castle is being pulled out, the servants, everyone is being pulled out of their rooms with their caps and gowns on. And they got the bloodhounds and they searching and searching, trying to figure out who the fuck did this to this baby. And everybody is stunned because don't they supposed to have security? And so Aegon is like, what the fuck was you last night when my family was being harmed? What the fuck was you when my child head was being cut the fuck off, Kristen? And he was like, I was a bed. I was a bed. You damn right you was a bed. You had his mama up in there riding like a goddamn cowgirl in her bed, you motherfucker. And the whole episode, he walking around stiffer than a motherfucker. And my whole thing is like, and I could if I got this right, from what people say is that was a nasty ass time. Back in them days, that was a nasty time. I didn't give a fuck if you was royalty or not. I bet that Cooter Brown stank like a motherfucker. Then y'all get up. You put all this iron shit all over your body, and you got down walking around like your dick stank. Christian, you walk around like you just stink. And then you flouncing around in that green fucking dress. You and your daughter done came and they seen you trying to tell you they got the boy, and you is in that butt ass naked riding this nigga like a cowboy. And then you get up and you put that goddamn green dress on and you walking your ass through the goddamn palace like ain't a motherfucking thing wrong. Now listen, I ain't trying to say that the conscience ain't working on you because your conscience fucking you up. Every time you look around at her, she looking like, oh my God, they know what's going on. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. She talking to her daddy. She telling her daddy, they done fucked up my girl. They done fucked up my girl. And he say, well, look, this what we gonna do. We gonna put the baby on a wagon, and we gonna parade the baby around town. And then you and the girl, y'all put your green on. Y'all gotta put your green on and your veils, and y'all gonna ride through town with the baby crying behind the baby so that the people can feel like Rhaenyra is a horrible ass killer bitch. This is how we gonna win the favor of the people. The people is gonna have sympathy because look at the fuck shit that Rhaenyra done did to this innocent ass baby. Not knowing that Rhaenyra ain't have a motherfucking thing to do with it. It was just her damn fine ass husband. Cause he got revenge blood. He's a real warrior. I think if he even go to sleep, the only thing he think about is fucking a bitch up. That's it. That's all. I tell last episode he had Pent Vanilla up by the throat. And he was like, look at here, bitch. Baby, he had Vanilla by the throat. He was like, "I fuck you up, bitch. You better know who the fuck you talk to. You might be queen, bitch, but I'm still your motherfucking husband." I was thinking to myself, is this some kink shit they on? Is this some shit they be doing to each other? Cause if I am mistaken, they they look like they have to fight before they do it. They have to beat each other ass before they get down. And so they holding they small council meeting at Dragonstone, and the people are looking at Rhaenyra like, how could you do that? How could you order that? And she like, I know y'all don't believe I had nothing to do with that. And the whole time, Renice looking over there at goddamn Diamond like, you motherfucker, you a badass bitch. You had that baby killed, dude. And he just looking forward. All of a sudden, you know, you could feel when people just staring at your ass. All of a sudden, that motherfucker had looked over and he seen that bitch staring at him. He was like, oh shit, she on to me. Baby, baby Diamond was like, oh shit. So after they ended, they go into their chambers. They go into Rhaenyra's room. And Rhaenyra is like, you don't love me. You don't love me. You had that baby killed. And he said, no. I said, Aegon. Or what is the other? Not the I was say the president, not the king, but the smaller brother, the little brother. But the one with the one eye. She said, he said, I said him. And then she said, but what did you tell them? What if they can't find him? What to do? And then he was like, he was just quiet. He just looking. And then if y'all pay attention to like the 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 cinematic things that they're doing in this scene, it's like when she's talking to him about him being selfish and how he married her for the throne. Because in a sense, it seemed like what she was trying to, tell Damon was, I believe that you'll kill me just so that you could be the king. But that wouldn't even be it. It would be one of her bastard sons that would be the king. So that wouldn't it. That wouldn't be it. He would just be like Allison. When Viserys that died, Allison wasn't made just the one to take over. It was one of her bastard ass sons, Aegon. And so he looked like he was about to grab up again by that throat. But she had, kind of walked away. And he said that he was about to go to Aaron Hall and see if he can get them some more support on their side because they all know that they're about to go to war. So meanwhile, back at the keep and in the palace, you got Sir Christian Cole, bitch ass, and he goes and he sees the twin Eric. So y'all got to remember, Eric is the king, is the twin over there with Rhaenyra them, but Eric is the one who decided to stay back with the high towers. Cause I can't say that that's some high tower shit. That ain't no damn Targaryen shit. That's some high tower shit over there. So Eric is in, they having their lunch or whatever. So Cole go in, he say, "Where was you last night?" And he said, "I was doing my job. I was over there, hipping. I was watching on Watch for the King. I was at the king's door. I was outside the king's door, making sure that nobody go into the king's quarters. Where was you?" He was like, "Where was you, bitch? Where was you?" And he didn't want to, he couldn't answer where he was. So he say, "Why is your cloak dirty?" And he said, "Well, we've been running around in the mud." And so he like, "Why the fuck you questioning me?" And he was like telling him how, they took a vow and how they're supposed to honor the kingdom and his cloak is dirty. I would have asked him, "And what about your dick, nigga? What about your dick? That bitch dirty. Y'all around here having this dirty ass medieval time sex, motherfucker." Suck on her barking spree. Let me drink me some water. And guess what he tell him? He say, "Well, this what you need to do. You need to go over the dragon stone and you need to go and kill Rhaenyra. You need to go over there and pretend that you're your twin." And he was like, "And what if my brother see me?" He said, "Your brother, you shouldn't let your brother see you." And I'm like, who the fuck thinking? Who in the fuck is thinking? And then in the meantime, down in the dungeon, they got blood down there. Blood down there. As soon as they go into the cell, he say, "Diamond sent me. Diamond sent me." And he said, and what happened? He said he paid me now some on the front end, and he said once I'm done, he gonna pay me the remainder of the gold. And so he like, "So who helped you?" And he said, "I don't know. It was a rat catcher. I don't know. It was a rat catcher." And then the next thing I know, the king come in with a club and he knocked that motherfucker out. And I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you could have interrogated him for more information. You just come in and just kill the man off the rip. You beat the man to death with a club off the rip. You don't even question him. You is in such a rage about these children that you didn't never really give a fuck about. Now I can't necessarily say that because at their last small council meeting, he actually brought the little child in now because he was like, he's gonna be king next. And he was in there fucking with everybody's shit. Okay, so you kill blood. All you know is Damon paid them and you had a accomplice who was a rat catcher. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Sophie. Hold on. This motherfucker. Let me go get my child. What my motherfucking children? What's wrong with you? Child. Look, just want to get on my nerve. Okay, back to what I was talking about. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you don't know nothing about what the details or nothing. I mean, it really don't matter. But you haven't even given the name up of the person who helped you. You said you didn't know who he was, and come to find out, they was a part of the gold clothes. If you know, the gold clothes are like the police down in the common town where the commoners are, and they used to be headed up by Damon. So in a sense, Damon was like the chief of police. Let me give her a treat, cause she wanna aggravate me. Sophie don't woke up now. She wanna aggravate. I see this now. Here, God, I'm gonna be done in just a second. Give me a minute. Goodness. Oh hell, I done turned the TV on. And they talking Spanish. I look at my Telemundo too. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay. So where was I? Then they cut to a scene where they're over at the docks. Cause I don't forget what it was. But if y'all can remember when Lord Corliss was hurt, and the guy, he was like, I help you get out, I help you get free and get you home safely with your family and things of that nature. And he was talking to the other black guy. Well, the black guy, he was at the docks, and he was talking to this other black guy, and he was like, there's going to be a war, and I feel like you should get on the boat with Lord Corliss, because that's where the money gonna be. That's where the money come from. Lord Corliss, he can help you get the money. And so they're just talking to one another. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, maybe them his bastards. Because it's a lot of bastards in this show. And honestly, last episode, they were showing how they be pitting them kids against one another, fighting each other. And they just so happen to aim in on one little white head little boy. I believe that's Aegon's little bastard. A lot of bastards. Lots of them. So we get back to Dragonstone, and um Rhaenyra's in her room, and she's talking to the White Worm. The White Worm is the girl from last season when they had all went to Diamond to get the dragon egg, and he had the girl with the black hair. Let me help her up. You working my nerves. The girl with the black hair, she looks kind of Asian, I would say. I don't know. But anyway, she was the one who was supposed to be married to Damon. And she was there, and she was like, you look familiar. Do I know you? And she was like talking about how the men would never let them, succeed in life. And she come from a place where She had to fight her way through things. Oh, Missy Mouse got a new video up. I gotta go look at it. And how she had to fight her way through things to get her own, make her own way. And then they came and took it away from her, and she ended up being in jail or whatever. And so she asked her about, her and Damon's dealings. And she was telling her, she was like, I just told Damon where he could go find somebody to do the job. So she is the reason why Damon was able to find Blood and Cheese so that they can go and kill the son for the son. And so she just asked Rhaenyra, she was like, can you let me free? And Rhaenyra was like, I think about it. And she asked her how did she get that scar on her neck. And she didn't even answer Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra said, take her back to her room. And so they put her back in jail. Now, Rhaenyra went back down and spoke to her and she said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you free. I feel like you need to go as far away as you can and don't come back this way again. And she was like, I'm going to get one of these guys to take you down to a ship and you should be able to get away. So she let her go. On her way down, she knows she just saw Eric. She knows she just saw him in the castle. So she, say, hey, hold up, stop. And she turns around and she look again and she like, dang, oh. So she, I guess, we didn't see her tell somebody, but somehow somebody went and told that Eric was there on land and that they need to be careful because she don't know what he's about to do. And while he's walking through the castle, they like, hey, Eric, welcome back. Hey, Eric, welcome back. And then somebody even said that we thought you was inside. And while he walking through the castle, he even passes by his brother, his twin brother. But he was able to slip into a little nook and, go around the wall while Eric is walking by. And he locked one door and he goes into another and he's headed towards Rhaenyra. He's there to kill Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra is, I got to hurry up. Rhaenyra is, she's, scared. She's, trying to keep away from him. Her hand, maiden, trying to keep away from him. And when she finally, get herself in a situation where she can be a distance from him, and the handmaiden is a distance from him, she tell the handmaiden, "Hurry up, run, go get this person." And when the twin come in, child, they get to fight one another. And next thing you know, they done just all the sword play you can get. And he killed Eric. And he ends up getting at, in front of Rhaenyra and he says, Rhaenyra, I was here to defend you. And he falls on his sword and he kills himself. That was a sad scene. So let's go back to over there with the high towers. And by the way, if y'all ain't figured it out, I'm Team Black. Fuck the green. I'm black. All day. Every day. I'm black. Child, Sir Christian Cole and this damn Aegon bitch, they in a room together. And Hightower wanna talk to them and he's like, why did you do that? Why did you kill the man? We could have got more information. And he like, cause I don't want to be a coward. And he was like, shit, you is a coward. You a hoe, man. Ain't nobody taking your ass serious around here. Yeah, that was sad. Ain't nobody taking your ass serious around here. You motherfucking coward ass bitch, you. And they, can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. He like, you ain't doing nothing. You think we gonna sit around here and they done killed my family and I just supposed to sit here and not do anything? At least Sir Christian Cole did something. And Hightower was like, okay, so what did he do? And he was like, he sent Eric to go and kill Rhaenyra. And the look on Hightower's face is like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you motherfucking kidding me? Baby, he did everything but call them goddamn dumb and dumb. Them two. Call them dumb and dumb. He looking at them like, you got to be motherfucking kidding me. So you mean to tell me that you done sent this boy to his death over at Dragonstone to kill Rhaenyra? No, I cannot believe that. You didn't do that. And he like, at least we're doing something. At least we're doing something. You don't think my father didn't want me to be king? He knew that I would be a good king. And so Otto Hightower was like, that's what you think. You think your dad wants you to be king? Oh, okay. And he said, you're no longer my hand. Give me your whatever, the little pen thing. Give me your pen. You're no longer my hand. And he's like, oh, who gonna be your hand then? And he said, Sir Christian Cole, give him your pen. Otto Hightower throw that pen over there on that goddamn floor, turned around and told him, you are going to be the death of the kingdom. Turned around, walked out the room, and went and talked to his bitch ass daughter. He getting in now, she crying. Uh, he told me, I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. And so he said, your son, he fucking up. He done made this motherfucker the hand. And I'm just gonna go back to the old country. I'm gonna go and check on your other son. Cause I forgot they had another son too. So the other son has been in, where the high tide was from, helping out the uncle and getting his training from the uncle. And so he said he just gonna go there and he gonna check on his other grandson and he going to just, retire. Fuck it. He don't want to be a part of none of that fuck shit they on over there in that damn palace. And I was looking like, damn, I finally done seen some type of quality about Otto Hightower that I can definitely like. Okay. So she want to tell him, and he like, look, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing. Just keep that to yourself. Cause she really want to tell him what she had been doing with Sir Christian Cole. And I don't have to like, bitch, I already know you been freaking with this nigga. I don't want to know that shit. Like, girl, keep that to yourself. Hold on to your own secrets. Damn. Even when she was trying to tell as Helena, she was trying to say, Helena, what you saw. Helena was like, she pushed the damn baby blanket into her, like, girl, I don't want to talk about that. That's you and your freakness. That's your freak level. They ain't got shit to do with me. I hope y'all be enjoying the hell out of this shit. Have fun. I don't give a fuck. Just have fun, why don't you? So she walks out and she go and walk into what is it? Aegon's room and he crying. Instead of her going and, consoling her son, she bags out. And when she bags out, she goes into her room. She tell her the people that, you know, they can go, and Christian standing there now. And every time they get and they get the doing something, they be like, "This the last time. We can't keep doing this." And da 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 da. But that's how the episode end again with them. She slapped them. She punched them, pushed him against the wall. And next thing I know, he turned around and pushed her up against the wall and lift up that damn green ass ugly dress. And we already know where that's going. And that is my review of House of the Dragons, Season 2, Episode 2. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we get to a point where we are actually at war. And I think that's why I've been looking at Game of Thrones, because it's a lot of reasons why. And I want to, and I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I've been actually wanting to actually try and get the whole book series, because I want to know whether or not Arya actually goes beyond where they say, is it any more to Game of Thrones? That's what I want to know. Like, at the end of Game of Thrones, I know Arya went her way, Sansa went her way, Brandon, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, he went his way. I know that they've been throwing hints at doing a Jon Snow, but then they said that they have redacted that. And then I know that they said that they're gonna do something on the Seven Nights, that book series. So you're so welcome. Yeah, I might do that too tonight. I might rewatch both. I'm so addicted. Now, I saw this video with this lady. She was the writer of The Matrix as well as The Terminator. And what was interesting was she said that The Terminator was the past and The Matrix is the present. So if you all remember, what's her name? Connor, Sharon. What? I cannot think of the lady name in Terminator, but I think it's Connor. But that's supposed to be Neo's mother. And she said that she wrote those two because she wanted the world to wake up, because we are actually in a matrix and they are supposed to be one as one. And I never knew that until today. And it's a black woman. And she called him as JC, like Jesus Christ. And it made me want to say I want to go look at Ter- Terminator as well as The Matrix. So I think I'll be researching that. Yeah. Cause I got a link today. My sister actually sent me the link. Hold on, let me see. My sister sent me the link.
Turn today. Listen to the woman who wrote The Matrix and The Terminator. Well, that's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. So it's not dangerous for me because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote the Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up so they can move on to greater, better things. Yeah, but the Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of The Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in The Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. So see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology. Learn today.
Whoa. And you know, one thing about The Matrix, the movie, it always scared me because of the technology of it all. And you know, I haven't seen that movie in years. And for her to bring that up and the way that technology has evolved today and the things that we're able to do with technology today, like the AI and things I be doing with AI, child, it's just ooh, just crazy. So it made me say, I wouldn't mind going watching that movie again, those movies again, so I could see her point of view in the writing. I know Terminator, I probably didn't pay any attention, child, but I do remember The Matrix, and I haven't watched it in so long, so I probably don't remember much of it. But I do too. I've been on here for 2 hours and 1 minute. And I have really enjoyed myself talking to you guys today. I have, especially about those serial killers, and then for me to share with you all. Don't forget The Last Kingdom over on Netflix. Miss Tucson, if you're still here, I told you that you can go watch the House of the Dragons over on Max or HBO if you have them. House of the Dragons come on Sundays at 9. And you can also watch the Game of Thrones all the way from season 1 to episode 8. And I told y'all another one of my favorite fantasies would be Lord of the Rings. But I'm gonna tell y'all, go look at that goddamn Last Kingdom on Netflix. You talk about some you talk about some dirty, I'm talking about some dirty medieval. Did you wash your ass before you came up in my goddamn hood? Ooh, child. Could you? Ooh, I bet it stank. Thank God for the technology we have today. Woo, woo. And then just thinking about like being okay with just in your your side view, you just might see a rat just run across the floor, and you just be like, "Oh, it's just another rat." No, ma'am. But on that note, y'all, I thank y'all so much for listening in. Y'all have a wonderful, hey, joyful on purpose. How you doing tonight? But yes, y'all, those are my little kinks. I like the fantasy shows and movies, and I love looking at me a big buff, dirty, dirty looking man. Hell, they look dirty. I bet they stink like a motherfucker. I bet you they musty, goddamn, slanging them goddamn swords. And, ugh, but some of them bitches be fine. Can we talk? What you want me to drop the link? Hold on. Oh, okay. I'll leave. All right. Well, on that note, guys, I will talk to you all later, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.